Okay, this is straight out from Interstellar, isn't it? The station's at the end. Yeah, this is just a copy. What's up, creators? I hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to deviate a bit from color grading and we're going to dip our toes once again in AI imaging. Now, as you know, from time to time, I like to dip my toes in this world to see how they're doing in terms of photography and in terms of video generating, to see the quality and where the level is at. Basically to see if my job is in jeopardy. So what we're going to do right now is going to be a live reaction of this video made by Aze Alter, this short movie made 100% with AI called Age of Beyond. Now, I haven't seen this movie completely. I saw only the trailer on Instagram, and before I watched it completely, I said, okay, why not share my live reaction with you guys, and I can comment above it and just break down what they're doing in terms of color grading, what they're doing in terms of the AI generation, and in terms of the cinematography. So let's get to it. Okay, before we start, this is Aze Alter's channel. Here we have the movie that we're going to watch, Aze Alter. If you want to go and follow him on all social media, on Instagram, on YouTube. So right here we have the movie. We have it in Spanish and in English. Let's check out the English version. Together and the gripping hands, the symbolism, great shot.
Built a new future.
Earth, Aero City. Okay.
Where natural and artificial minds
She looked quite well.
Earth was in harmony.
The music score.
But above the skies is where we became limitless. Luna was the first site for large-scale space engineering.
Very nice shot.
It was from here.
Lots of dirty framing.
We pushed onward.
We have always something in the foreground out of focus.
On the red soil, we built our first interplanetary city.
Notice how the camera is always moving. We have loads of grain.
New Olympus.
New Olympus. And we have the black bars
Slowly,
at the top and the bottom.
The essence of Earth took root. Mars was now our second home.
Have a lovely night.
The camera is always moving,
In
guys.
the asteroid belt,
Wow.
we tapped into nearly infinite material.
That looks fantastic. What happened to the screen over there? It was all blurry.
We rose above the acid clouds of Venus, proving the harshest worlds could be reimagined.
We have the voice of God, the narrator, which isn't a character in the movie, just giving it a bit more quality to the video.
Callisto linked the moons of Jupiter.
That cold Kelvin,
Time,
cold white
I
balance to give it
emerged
this
as a
futuristic
thinking
vibe.
city.
And contrast with the reds is not as the complementary
Our
colors,
path was no longer
but
found.
they're very similar.
It was made.
Okay, close-up shot, detail, and then the wide shot. Okay, they're coming out, another wide shot. Yeah. Okay, the guys who cut this, they know cinematography.
40 kilometers
Europe.
beneath Europa's surface.
This is beautiful, guys. Notice how we have that yellow
The silence
versus the
broke.
teal and orange in these futuristic shots.
On Io, we learned to channel the chaos.
The music is such an important character, guys. It's beautiful. Just giving it more quality.
And some worlds were not found. They were built.
Okay, this is straight out from Interstellar, isn't it? The station's at the end. Yeah, this is just a copy.
Who knows where we'll go, or what will become.
Okay, now we're gonna get a close-up of what he's seeing.
rest
Yeah, a
Lies
little catchment
beyond.
in the eyes to draw our attention. And the outro. Yeah, that was quite beautiful, actually. Let me just gather my thoughts and I'm gonna give you my verdict. Okay, so where do I start? I really liked the cinematography, the music, the score, everything that the humans did. What I didn't like is the quality. Now, the image quality in particular. And that's nothing to do with the people, it has to do with the limitations of AI. Now, I saw the trailer originally in my smartphone, which is a very small screen where all the pixels are very condensed, and I thought that the quality was very realistic, incredible. But now that I'm watching the complete video on my 5K monitor, now I can see all the faults. I can see that most of these images maybe were generated maybe with Midjourney and then animated with an AI app, because images like this one of the ship interior, look at the screens. The screens are basically just lines, just chalkboards, chalk lines over there. And this is very similar to what Midjourney does. And also images where it's very evident, for example, the interstellar ones over here. You can see how Midjourney does a great job creating the central subject, and then with the background it basically does what it wants, and it creates these meshy things at the background, these round buildings, these strange trees, and there's where the quality starts to fall apart. Now what's happening right here with this short film is what occurs a lot in the filmmaking industry. When you have a low budget, maybe you don't have the best actors, the best locations, the best gear, and you have to mask these deficiencies with the cinematography. So Aze and his team did a great job with the cinematography. You notice how all the shots, the camera was always moving. It was always panning, it was always walking towards or dollying in, it was zooming, it was rotating, it was pedestaling up. The camera was never static, so that adds to the quality. Then the framing. Notice how all the shots, they had several layers. We had something in the foreground, which is out of focus, dirty framing. Then we have the central subject, and then we have something in the background, a large drawback distance, giving it a lot more quality. Then, if you add then the narrator, we had the voice of God, which isn't a character in our film, but is someone who's talking to us and the viewers, adds more quality. Then you have the music score, which was fantastic, it was phenomenal, more quality. So you're trying to mask away the deficiencies that we have in the detailing in the image. Also, we had very nice film grain. We have a very nice aspect ratio, which wasn't a typical aspect ratio. It was, I think, a 1.85 to 1. Because it wasn't 16:9, it wasn't 21:9, it was a bit shorter. But all of these things and the color grading, of course, adds to the quality. So I think this little movie is fantastic, but it's more down to the human aspect, because the people who created this, it's evident that they know a lot about cinematography, about framing, about pacing, composing, color grading, editing, all of it. Where it's a bit lackluster is in the quality of the AI generated images. Now, so I think we still have a ways to go before AI replaces us all, the director, the scripters, the composers, the DPs, but we are getting there. So don't be surprised if in the next 5 years we see the first movie in cinemas completely made with AI. But in general, I really like what they did in terms of the experience. I'm a sucker for sci-fi movies, sci-fi fantasy, all of that. Those are the only movies that I go to the cinema to watch. For example, Dune, Interstellar, Oblivion, all these movies. And I just wanted to share with you guys my reactions and my thoughts, my breakdown on this film, Age of Beyond, created by Aze Alter. So I hope you liked this video, guys. Just a little format that I wanted to share with you guys. And if you want me to break down more films, more shots, put it down in the comment section and I'll consider it. I'm not sure if this will stick, but it's a fun exercise for me. So I'm Fuentes, just love you, and I'll see you in the next one.